All right, Gabe, I guess I'll start it off. Just what, from an offensive standpoint, kind of, I know the emphasis is finding the rhythm earlier in games and that sort of a thing. What's the process this week, and how close do you feel you guys are to achieving that as you look toward this matchup with the Patriots?
For us, I would just say it's keeping it simple, more in the playbook. Just us just doing what we do best and not trying to overcomplicate anything and just going out there and playing ball. I mean, it's really that simple of an answer. Nothing really much to it, but again, lighten the load in the playbook and kind of just let guys play as fast as they can.
Could you streamline the game plan? So shorten the game plan a little bit?
Yeah, just overall, just shorten everything a little bit and run what we know best and be able to go out there and fly around. It will help everybody. I feel like that's a great approach to anything when it comes to this. It's just the less you have to worry about, the more free you can play, if that makes sense. And obviously that comes with preparation as well. So
That really makes a lot of sense. Go ahead.
Early in your career, a lot of talent in the wide receiver room, and you weren't, as high up on that chart. What are the challenges of finding a role in a very a talented offensive group, and then knowing, and how important is it to know that role to achieve success as a whole?
Yeah, I feel like when I was first here, my role was get in where you fit in, and whenever your number's called, just be prepared. So I was able to, my whole process coming in here was to be able to know each and every position, because you never know what happens in football. You can, be studying for one position, turns out this guy goes down, now you got to play this, and that's kind of how my process was just being able to understand that I got to know everything on the field to be ready. And I feel like that should be everyone's process especially when you come into a talented offense. You may not be on the field right now, but again, anything can happen, and your use will come when it comes.
How challenging is it to make the most of the limited opportunities and understand and find your role?
Yeah, I feel like it's tough sometimes. For some guys, they can make a mistake and know that, I'm gonna get the opportunity to make it again because I know it's gonna come back to me. And sometimes for some guys, you can't think that way, because you're gonna get little opportunity, and you're not gonna get as much as the next guy. So it could be mentally tough sometimes if you go out there and make a mistake, that could be your last time ever having the opportunity, and that's the last play everyone's gonna remember you by. So it definitely can be a struggle at times when it comes to stuff like that, but just gotta find ways to not focus on the negative and focus on the positive that you do after that mistake, if that makes sense.
Hey Gabe, one thing that Kent and Josh said in the preseason is they wanted to get you some shorter passes and get the ball in your hands. The defense is taking that away, or just you guys haven't gotten around as much?
I don't think defenses are taking it away. I mean, the passes that I caught, last week were all probably under 6-7 yards. I mean, they were nothing too crazy, but I mean, I don't think anybody has taken that option away from us.
Gabe, I'd follow up what you said off the top. Playing free and streamlining the playbook, whatever does that speak to maybe the overall approach or mentality of focusing on you as an offense, yourselves, and kind of executing, as opposed to allowing a defense with whatever they're trying to do to maybe dictate your approach?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like for us, right, we prepare for each and every game. We study each team, individually, but at the end of the day, coverages are coverages. Same people. There's going to be people in the spot. Obviously, there's little differences here and there, but there's usually a basic way of how things are run, right? So you don't want to overcomplicate it when you're looking at defenses in that way. And sometimes maybe for offense, and obviously it goes both ways, right? Guys, at the end of the day, no matter what's put in the playbook and what happens, guys have to be prepared to run it and execute it at a high level. I don't care if there's 5 plays or 200 plays, right? but at the end of the day, it also can do you good if you kind of just shorten it just a little bit, giving guys what they know to be able to go out there and execute, the way they can, and not having people not be able to think is definitely a big advantage. There's guys that can run 4.2 and 4.3. We were just talking about this today. Guys who can run 4.2, 4.3, but their mental processing is at 4.6, right? So you see a lot of guys running 4.2s, but in the game they're not, because maybe they're thinking too much. I feel like I run a 4.5, but on the field I'm also a 4.5 as well. Like my mental processing is fast, and I feel like I know plays really well, and I know defenses, and I can do what I do. So I feel like all that stuff gets thrown out the window if you don't even know what's going on. All that stuff, it just gets, it's non-existent.
That's an interesting take. So in other words, by simplifying things, you get everyone to the 4 whatever that they're actually capable of.
Yeah, if you can simplify some things, you can help some players will definitely be able to play better. I feel like some guys work in some offenses better than others. And again, some guys are more, at the end of the day, some guys are more smart than the others as well. So some guys need a little bit more help. And for that, I feel like that's why you have to understand your players and know who you're working with. You can't coach everyone as if they're an alpha, right? So just got to kind of have to take that approach, and I feel like we've been doing real well with that. Yep.
Josh, by the way, I'm not, Sean will deal with the injury report and everything else, but any ball that Josh is throwing at you have the usual zip on it?
It's been pretty much, yeah. I mean, it's been the same. Nothing too crazy.
You don't notice any difference with his shoulder or anything like that?